We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with a bit of unfortunate news regarding the current Universal Champion, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. While it was not that long ago that we were getting ready for WrestleMania 37, there are not surprisingly already a lot of rumors and speculation regarding the WWE's plans that they have in place for next year's WrestleMania 38 pay-per-view event. As many of you are likely aware, over the past couple of months, rumors indicated that the plan WWE had in place when it came to the Universal Championship on Friday Night SmackDown was that the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns was going to be defending his Universal title against his cousin Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at next year's Showcase of the Immortals in the main event of WrestleMania 38. And by all means, a lot of fans were excited for this future clash between Roman Reigns and The Rock, as there arguably is not a bigger match WWE could produce at this point for a WrestleMania event. However, with the latest news and rumors going around, it appears as though the plans may have sadly changed when it comes to The Rock and Roman Reigns facing off against each other at WrestleMania 38. According to one of our sources, the general thought behind the scenes in WWE is that they are going to be postponing the major match between Roman Reigns and The Rock for WrestleMania 39, which takes place in Los Angeles, mainly because WWE feel having The Rock perform in an area that's well tied to The Rock's successful career in Hollywood will drum up even more buzz and interest in WrestleMania. Instead, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer recently mentioned that the WWE could instead be planning to move ahead with a main event Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at next year's WrestleMania 38 event. Although there is no doubt that it is very possible that WWE are also planning for Roman Reigns and Lesnar to face off against each other prior to WrestleMania, with the upcoming Crown Jewel 2021 pay-per-view event in Saudi Arabia possibly going to be the first meeting between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, with a big rematch occurring at WrestleMania 38. Now this definitely is a bit disappointing, as that Roman Reigns vs The Rock match was so exciting and intriguing, and it certainly would not be the first time that Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns have headlined a WrestleMania together, making it less of an intriguing match in all honesty. However, let us know your thoughts on WWE potentially scrapping The Rock and Roman Reigns match at next year's WrestleMania 38 event, and instead having that match take place at WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles. And in the meantime, having Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns once again main event WrestleMania next year. Were you looking forward to that Rock vs Roman Reigns match, or is Brock Lesnar facing off against Roman Reigns just as exciting in your honest opinion? Let us know. Now there's no doubt that a lot of wrestling fans have been left quite disappointed with the return of John Cena in WWE, because despite it previously being rumored that John Cena's return that had occurred last month was going to be lasting for at least a few months and a couple of big matches, following John Cena's loss to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam 2021, John Cena has once again disappeared from WWE after one match, which upset a lot of his loyal fans who were finally happy to see John Cena back on WWE television, and he was truly gone just as quick as he came. While you certainly cannot blame John Cena for once again leaving WWE, due to his busy schedule in Hollywood, some fans have referred to John Cena as being a bit of a hypocrite for bad-mouthing The Rock for leaving WWE for the movie business in the past, something John has quite literally done himself recently, and clearly fans are not the only ones who feel this way. For those of you unaware, AEW's Tony Khan recently sent an indirect message at John Cena and his quick exit from WWE following SummerSlam. Now when it comes to AEW, the big talking point has been in regards to CM Punk joining the company and the contract status of CM Punk, like whether or not he's back just to appear sporadically or has joined AEW full-time. And in one of Tony Khan's comments about this, he had this message which was indirectly sent at John Cena. When CM Punk says he's back, this isn't a BS comeback when the guy is going to do a pay-per-view match and then do 6 movies and come back every 5 years. This is the real deal. Now clearly, Tony Khan was referencing John Cena's one-match return this year for SummerSlam, and then quickly leaving again to do more movies, with CM Punk's comeback being something much more permanent in AEW. However, again, John Cena's schedule is what it is now, and let us know if you guys think John Cena let fans down by only wrestling one match during his recent comeback, or was John Cena's return a success in your opinion, despite how short it was. Now that Drew McIntyre is finished up with his storyline with Bobby Lashley and came out of the feud losing and unable to regain his WWE Championship, a lot of fans are quite curious as to the plans WWE have in place for Drew McIntyre moving forward. especially following this past week's edition of Monday Night Raw, which saw Drew put over the current United States Champion Damian Priest in a big way, with Damian pinning Drew McIntyre to retain his title. However, there is definitely no bad news to share regarding Drew McIntyre's status in WWE, and it's not as if Vince McMahon has just forgotten about Drew McIntyre and demoted him into the mid-card without any real plans, thankfully. According to a new backstage rumor, WWE are planning for Drew McIntyre to leave the Raw brand during the upcoming WWE draft, which is set to occur next month in October of 2021. And apparently Vince is just wanting for Drew to put over some of Raw's up-and-coming superstars before leaving the brand for SmackDown, hence why Drew lost to Damian Priest in the triple threat match this past week on Raw. Apparently, once Drew McIntyre is moved over to the blue brand, Vince McMahon and WWE are planning for Drew McIntyre to have a feud with the head of the table, Roman Reigns, meaning that Drew McIntyre may be Roman Reigns' big rival on SmackDown in between the storyline with Brock Lesnar. And by all means, that certainly does not sound too bad, considering Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns match up very well together and can put on a great short-term rivalry for fans. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle has recently gotten himself in the news after revealing that he has received quite a few contract offers from AEW All Elite Wrestling. While Kurt was apparently offered some lucrative contract offers from AEW, with All Elite Wrestling apparently firstly wanting Kurt Angle to wrestle, but when Angle turned down that said contract, All Elite Wrestling then tried offering Angle a deal that would see him appear in a non-wrestling role as an on-screen character in AEW. However, Kurt Angle turned down all the contract offers from AEW, despite Kurt revealing that he has no issues with the company and that Tony Khan was very nice to him during all the negotiations. Clearly, Kurt Angle is too busy with other business ventures right now for a return to wrestling at the moment. And in all honesty, that is probably for the best, as Kurt Angle certainly cannot perform the way he used to, and it wouldn't be the best idea for him to wrestle in AEW or anywhere else for that matter. If you weren't aware, former Universal Champion Braun Strowman has officially announced his first wrestling match after his release from WWE, and it isn't in AEW or Impact Wrestling. Braun revealed on social media earlier today that he will be facing off against fellow former WWE star EC3, aka Ethan Carter III, at a special event called The Monster in Us All, by the relatively unknown promotion Free the Narrative on October 1st, 2021. And this event will apparently be available for $10. Now hopefully Braun Strowman eventually makes his way to a major promotion like AEW or Impact Wrestling, but this is a step in the right direction at least.